These peanut caramel bars combine techniques and recipes that we've been working on in recent videos. It brings them all together into one beautiful chocolate bar, something that you can make and be really proud of. You can find the links to associated techniques and recipes in the description below. We're using that pebble garnish that I covered in a recent video in this bar mold. You can use any kind of bar mold that you like. This one happens to be rather deep, so it's good for doing 2 layers. We're shelling as you would have seen in the shelling video, but for this one, we want to pour nice and close to the mold like we did in the confetti egg video. We're using that lovely maple caramel here. When it's set, this is what it looks like. So we're going to put it into a pan, we're going to warm it up, and we want to bring this to about 30 degrees. It's okay if it goes over a little bit. We can put it into our piping bag, lay it out on the table, and that will help to reduce the temperature to about 30 degrees, which is the temperature we want to pipe into shells. If you pipe at a temperature higher than that, you risk softening or melting the shells. You can fill it as much or as little as you like. That's the beauty of making your own chocolate bars. I like to let the caramel set in the shells for at least 8 hours or so, preferably overnight. Once that time has passed, you can start making your praline. And I'm choosing a dark roast peanut butter here that's chunky. I want that texture in there. Add a little bit of sea salt. I'm using butterscotch medicine flower extract. If you live in North America, you have to use these. And then we're adding equal parts of tempered white chocolate. So we mix these two together, and what will happen is the temperature will drop. So if you don't warm your mixture up, I'm going to show you what happens. So we pour this into the cavities. Because of the peanut pieces in this, I'm pouring it rather than piping it. Tap the mold to settle the praline down. We go to scrape it, and you can see that it's starting to set. So that's what happens if you don't warm your praline before you put it into the mold. It will set very quickly. Now this praline mixture has been warmed up. And now that we have this sweeping view, you can see the difference in how it settles into the cavity. This will carry all the way through to when it's capped. Always warm the surface of your mold before applying the cap. You can see that there's a cleaner finish on the cap when you've warmed the praline before putting it into the mold. So these are just little shifts that you can make in how you work to result in a more professional finish on your chocolates. Now we've got some praline mixture left over, so I poured it into a silicone mold, and this mold has a little indentation in the top, so I thought it'd be fun to do some medjool dates. These are really soft, juicy medjool dates. Roll the date pieces into little balls and put it in the indentation. That gives us a little gooey pop in the top of our praline. This is also great if you don't feel comfortable and confident with shelling, that you can just do these as a dipped chocolate. Really simple. Your practice here would be the tempering of the praline and the tempering of the chocolate, and obviously the dipping of the chocolate. These are all great skills to be practicing as well. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more just like it. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to deepen your learning experience, I have a wide selection of live stream class recordings on my website that come with a class recording and a PDF of the recipes, so you can learn at your own pace. You can check out all the details via the link in the description below.